In a bold move by Stanford police, a 12-year-old is arrested for bullying. Police say the girl was harassing another student, and even when the school stepped in, they say things only got worse. As you know, all day long we've gotten dozens of people calling and writing to us wanting to know what the course of action is. What can they do to fix this? What do we know about that?
Well, Hena, I did speak with a lawyer tonight.
Thank you, Danielle. And as Danielle just told us, the person at the center of the story has roots in Connecticut. Hartford police say they have a lot of strong leads as they investigate the shooting death of a 19-year-old man. Now, you have years of experience in aviation medicine. We're told at this point there were no calls for distress. As we looked at the devastating scene, what do you think went wrong? First, tell me, what is a baby-friendly hospital? What does that mean? You know, I'm one of those people that filed very early in January. How will this affect people who filed their taxes early?
The IRS, this occurred several years ago.
It's being called one of the biggest shockers in Connecticut judicial history. Michael Skakel walked out of court today. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Hena Daniels. We're talking snow and lots of it for some spots. It was okay, right? My first time doing sports. Baseball was a little tough, but hopefully
the Jajinska-Rowinska.
That was a tough one for Wimbledon.
And Channel 3's Hena Daniels is monitoring developments at Treadwell Park in Newtown, which is one of the staging areas tonight. Hena?
We're live at the Media Staging Center where Lieutenant Paul Vance from State Police is expected to give us another update at 6 o'clock. But just a few minutes ago, about half an hour ago, he did tell us that there is no stone unturned when it comes to this investigation. Also, grief counselors are being brought in for all the first responders. All the weapons have been seized that were used in this massacre. Again, 20 children have died, along with 6 adults and the shooter. Now, we spoke to 2 siblings who were at the scene today. Actually, a 17-year-old who heard 2 gunshots. He lives down the block from the school. He ran to Sandy Hook looking for his 9-year-old sister. When he arrived, he says he just saw a scene of chaos with teachers and students crying. We eventually caught up with his 9-year-old sister. We interviewed both of them with their parents' permission, and here's what they had to say.
Live from WFSB, Connecticut's #1 local news. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 5.
Tonight at 5.
Yes, Your Honor, we're prepared to post the bond now.
Kennedy cousin Michael Skakel is released.
And making sure that an innocent man now goes free.
After spending 11 years in prison for a crime that rocked a gated Greenwich community.
We're obviously disappointed.
The murder of Martha Moxley. Tonight, a day of rejoice for one family and anguish for another, as the convicted murderer walks free and waits for a new trial. And we will get to that huge decision on the Kennedy cousin case in just a minute. But first, developing news. A Connecticut man is under arrest. He said he wanted to kill the president. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Hena Daniels, in tonight for Dennis and Denise. The Coventry man is accused of making many threats against President Obama and his family. Tonight, he's facing federal charges. Channel 3's Tina Martin is live in the newsroom with more on this man's troubled history. Tina. Turning now to the Kennedy cousin trial, and we're on your side at 5 this Thursday night.
It concerns me that something that big could be hacked and so many people could be affected.
With less than a week until Christmas, a real-life Grinch is making it hard on holiday shoppers. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Hena Daniels. Denise is off tonight.
And I'm Dennis House. About 40 million people who shopped at Target may have had their credit or debit card information stolen, and thousands of those stolen cases could be right in our state.
Channel 3's Jason Fraser is live in Newington with what you need to know and how the state is holding Target accountable.
Jason.
Jason Fraser, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
We'll see you at 6, Jason. Thank you. And Target continues to say it's protecting its customers is a top priority. If you have questions, you can call the company at 866-852-8680, or you can visit their corporate website. We posted a link on our website. Just head to WFSB.com. We have new details now about a call that sent a school into lockdown. Someone called the Hill House School in New Haven and then threatened to shoot a teacher today. But the story doesn't end there. That caller may be the same person who put Yale into lockdown last month. Channel 3 New Haven Bureau Chief Robert Golson is live with the mobile newsroom at Hill House with this story. Robert. 3 teens were stabbed after leaving a basketball game last night. This all happened near Stanford High School. In one case, the victim said he was followed and then jumped by a group of 6 men wearing dark clothing. The other 2 teens told police they were attacked by a group of men who pepper sprayed them and then stabbed them with a small knife. We reached out to police. They tell us there will be extra patrols at all school events going forward.
Still ahead, a story you saw first on Channel 3. They lost everything in a devastating fire. Tonight, a community is coming together to make sure the families have a Merry Christmas. And tonight, we'll tell you how you can help.
Then in your health, holiday hangovers. Everyone has their tricks to beat them, but doctors say some are not safe, which you should avoid.
Plus, a Duck Dynasty dilemma. The fallout continues over those controversial comments made by one of the show's stars.
Then all new tonight at 6, forced into the cold. People living in one apartment complex say they had to leave their homes while crews fixed their heat. Why it's now taking days and why one family refuses to leave.
This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 5:30.
It's Christmas time. People steal packages. None should be left at a door because people steal them.
Grinches are making this holiday season miserable for many. State police are getting numerous reports of stolen packages. Channel 3 New London Bureau Chief Kevin Hogan talked to folks who had things snatched right off their porches. Thank you, Mark. Now at 5:30, when you hear the name Guyda in Connecticut, you think of milk. And if you live in New Britain, you may think of the Dairy Bar. It was a family business since the 1800s. And as Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Susan Raff tells us, it's been closed for a while now, and now there are new plans.
This dairy bar here on Farmington Avenue was a fixture for many years.
It's Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
First tonight at 11.
There were over 100 people that had gone home from school.
An outbreak of a nasty stomach bug forces an entire school to cancel classes. A massive amount of students and staff are all getting sick from this same bug. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Dennis House.
Hi, everyone. I'm Hena Daniels. Because of that, classes are canceled tomorrow at East Elementary School in Torrington. Channel 3's Karen Lee has more on that story. Not in my backyard is turning to not near my child's school. Waterbury parents are sounding off about a proposed drug rehab clinic that could be set up just feet away from an elementary school. Tonight, the Board of Education unanimously voted to attempt to block that proposal. They're very concerned about a methadone clinic moving near the Chase Elementary School. It serves 800 pre-K through 5th graders, and parents are concerned about what they could be exposed to if the drug rehab facility does move in.
A lot of people that go to those buildings are they're dependent on these drugs and their attitudes aren't solid.
There will be a hearing on the issue next month. Some setbacks for Powder Ridge Ski Area in Middlefield. They're set to officially open tomorrow for the first time in several years, but they won't have the chairlifts running just yet. They tell us they're making snow and ready to open at 4 p.m., but the state still needs to come and inspect their lifts. That's set to happen on Monday. In the meantime, Powder Ridge says it will offer discounts for people who come out tomorrow.
It will be at least 50%, maybe more, on a discount. So if you've already bought your tickets, don't worry about it. We will give you a refund, or you can use your full service ticket for another day and get a 50% off for the opening day.
Not a bad deal. The Learning Center is open for lessons along with the Bunny Slope, and skiers and snowboarders will be able to hike up Middlefield Trail. They'll also be serving up food in the lodge.